Hi everyone, welcome to the very last tutorial in this little series of 4 pictures. We've obviously done our snail, butterfly and crab, and if you missed any of those you can find them on my YouTube channel already, and we've got our final little fish today. So if you haven't done these, you can jump in and do this one and go back to these. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. Now we are using my Castle Arts metallic pencils, but you don't have to use metallic pencils for this. The technique I'm using works with all pencils, so hopefully you can grab something and join in. Now for this fish I'm going to use some colours which I don't think there are equivalents of in any other sets that I have, and that means that I might find it a little bit tricky to tell you what to use instead, which I have been doing for some of the colours, but I'm sure we can manage. I'm going to start with the kelp green colour. I'm just trying to find it. I think it must be this one. No, where is it? There it is. It's a bluey green. I'm guessing maybe a cobalt turquoise, cobalt green maybe would be your closest if you're using polys. And I'm going to do the fins and the tail with this one to start with, and then we're going to move on to the main part of the fish. So for the fins, I'm going to make them a little darker at each end. You can see that Johanna has actually put a little bit of shading lines on there for us so we can figure out what to do, which is nice, but I would have done this anyway. But it may have influenced me. So what I'm trying to do is to put more layers on the edges and then less towards the centre. Draw this together and leave a little bit of white here and there so that it looks a bit like it's shining. And we're going to work through the whole of we're going to leave these long pieces. I'll think about those later. I haven't decided yet. Work through. Now, ideally I would want that shine line to be the same, but it's not going to be because this piece is a lot longer than these, so I'm going to just put them in the middle of each section, and I suspect the ones nearer the end will actually line up, but these may not. This won't line up with this one. If you would rather they lined up, then you could make your shine line much higher on this one, just take it darker further up, but I'm okay with it like this. I'm quite interested by these couple of cogs here, but I'm sure I'll find a way to colour them as we go through. So I'm just making it lighter near the middle, really. I'm going to do the same, although this one is striped, I'm going to just do it the same anyway. Now these have actually got a dip in there and a dip out there, so you could colour it so it was darker on each side with a shine down the middle, and that would tie in better with that, but I didn't notice it until it's too late, and it's okay, I don't mind. It's just a bit of colouring. If it isn't exactly right, it's fine. There's that one. Okay, so it's quite simple, I think, anyway. Now, down at the bottom we've got a similar thing going on with a bit of a shadow drawn at each end by Johanna, the little lines. So we'll go darker there, lighter towards the centre. Again, the little one here, the shine won't line up with the shine of these, but again, I'm not worried. We're not striving for we're not striving for perfection. I can't even say the word. It's just doesn't resonate with my body. I can't say it. Now we've got these dots. Now I'm going to do those first because I think I'm going to have to colour over them, so they're not going to show up unless I do. I'm going to use the Mythos black and do those dots dark. We will be using black elsewhere in this. We haven't really used it much in the others. We did it in the butterfly, didn't we? But now I'm hoping, now you need to be careful if you do that. With some brands of pencil, if you colour over a black, it will smudge. I know this one is fairly dry, so it won't. I'm going over quite gently. I don't want to take the risk and just test it. So I don't want it to smudge. But then it just shows up that we've got dots there a little bit more clearly, I think, by using the black. I was having a quick peep through the book here, just to see what sort of tutorial series I could do from it. And there are so many potential pages with smaller pictures, but also larger pictures as well. I was like, wow. So I've been asked to do some steampunk colouring, which is why I did this page. But if there are any other pages you particularly want to see done, let me know. I do run a little bit behind. So I'm recording this today on the 30th of October. It's probably, the first one probably won't go out until the 13th of November. So it's a couple of weeks in hand, I guess. So if you ask me for one, it may take a little while. Now I'm contemplating whether to do those lines all in black, like to match the dots, and I think I'm going to do that. It's a little bit different to what we may have done on the others, but I think that's okay. So it's going to go, the black's going to go up to the middle-ish and then fade, so that the shine I'm going to try and line the shine up with that. Here I've got two. I'm going to go with this one. I think it makes more sense to put it in the centre of this line. And it's quite simple with just the one colour. Oh, so I got an itch behind my ear. I need some advice actually. It's nothing to do with colouring. I've got a water softener which we've had put in since we had our kitchen done. And since I've had the water softener in, my hair is so frizzy. I thought it would have completely the opposite effect. I thought it would make my hair less frizzy, but it's made it much, much worse. Any advice? What can I do? Normally, I wash my hair daily, which I realise is frowned upon, but I get up and my hair is always like dry straw. So I wash it and I use a shampoo for frizzy dry hair and a conditioner for frizzy dry hair, and then when I've finished, when I towel dry it very slightly, I just wrap it in a towel turban. I don't actually dry it. I'm still using the black, and then I put on some hair serum, quite a lot, and then when it dries it looks reasonable. But since I've had the water softener in, it's so much drier and I don't know what to do. So any advice? The shampoo I use is specifically for frizzy hair. It's John Frieda brand, Frizzies. But I don't know. Does anyone have any advice? Thank you. Right, fish. Let's get back to fish, away from hair. Now I'm going to use a more a paler tone, and I'm just choosing. Let me talk you through my choice. So these are the sort of greens that we're looking at through here, this row really. So we use the what did we just use? We use this one, the kelp green. So I want a lighter shade, and I'm thinking if I go for the Avalon green, then I can use the Verde Jade for a really pale one if I need it. So I'm going to use the Avalon green, if I can find it. There it is. Now I'm going to use this for the sort of backgroundy area. Now, as you know from the last one, I messed up a little bit at identifying what the background was. Now I'm just having a quick look, and I think this is definitely background. So again, like before, darker on the edge, and then sort of less as we go towards the centre of our fish. Same here, it's a bit darker on the edge and less towards the middle. Making sure I'm covering all of it. I could leave a white line in the middle, but I think it's quite difficult with the shape of the fish and the amount of little details to do that, so I'm just going to fade it a little bit. I think that's a bit easier than trying to work out where the centre is. In fact, the centre will probably be here, so isn't really enough to sort of leave a white line. Now, it's so dark. I think it's going to pour with rain in a minute if it isn't already. Oh, it is. I can hear it. Can you hear it? I don't know if you can. Apparently my camera isn't very good for picking up sound that's not very close to it, which is probably a good thing for the purpose that I use it for. Right, we're going to go inside there and inside here. Oh, my letterbox has just gone. Someone's put something through. It's a Sunday. We don't get normal post, so I don't know what that is. Whoever delivered it will be getting soaking wet. Now, where else can we do a background colour? I'm thinking behind here, this bit here, be quite light here because we're not really near the edge. Oh, here, look. That bit sort of continues from there. So we want it quite dark there. Oh, and here. Goodness, it's such a rainy day, but it's so warm. I guess the cloudiness makes it warm. And in the summer, it's quite ironic, isn't it? In the summer, a cloudy day can often be colder, but in the winter, because gosh, it's blowing against the window. Okay, so I think I'm okay with that and happy. I'm just still looking, centre there. Oh, we've got these bits. I might do the background of those in this. Yeah, I think we'll leave that there. We've got a few different shades we could use. We were going to use the Verde Jade. It's a funny name, isn't it? Why isn't it just called Green Jade? I mean, Verde is green in French, I think. So I'm very ignorant when it comes to languages. I'm very typically British. We're not very good, are we, at languages? So let's start with this one. So we're going to do each of the sort of spooky bits, take them right out to the edge. Then we're going to fade them towards each other. Leave a bit of shine, a bit of blank paper in the middle. This one, I think I'll do the hard bit, the dark bit there, and lighter bit there. I'm going to leave that outside a bit. I'm going to have a think about that. I'm going to just do all the cogs. That centre should be in our background colour though. There is a little bit of Avalon green in the middle. Now, exactly as before, take those spooky bits right out to the edge, like that. And take them into the middle as well. Although there is a line there, we can still just pop it in. Now for this one, I'm going to make it darker here. Now you may think, why did you design there? I was taking too long to decide, so I quickly plumped for something, is the answer. This one I'm going to follow that with all the others, so they're darker on the edges, on the sort of east and west, I suppose, if you're thinking like compass. Or 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock if we're thinking clock face, then night at 12 and 6 or north and south. This one, with these bits, we do them slightly differently, just the same as the other one, and around there. I'm going to do the screws too, so a dark intense bit around there, and then here, let's make it lighter towards the middle. Okay, we've got a cog here. Yeah, dark here. We should have done the middle in the background colour. We'll do that in a minute. Put a bit through there, like that, and then dark around there like that. There we go. Now this cog I'm going to make darker in the middle there. I just think it will show it better. Okay, we're going to do this long bit here. So I'm going to do it darker at each end of these longer bits, and then on this put the shine in the middle if I can. Right, the eye. I am going to not do the very centre bit of the eye. I'm just going to do this bit, and I'm going to do it the same as I've done the rest of the cogs. Shine there like that, and this one like that. Oh, we haven't done this bit, so darker on each end and each end of that bit. Now we've got quite a few bits going on. Let's have a think. I think we'll do this bit darker at each end, lighter in the middle, like that. I'm tempted to do the rest, but we've got this bit. We'll do this bit. We'll make it shine in the middle though. If we do that on the sort of tubey bit, it will look more rounded, which is always nice. Like that. Around there, we're not going to do that bit yet. Okay, so the rest of the bits we really need another colour. We've got quite an intense dark green. I don't think we'll go for that. I think we'll go for the Neptune green, which is just sort of somewhere in between the ones we've used already, really. I don't really want to use one that really stands out. I just want them to look different to each other, if that makes sense. So here's our Neptune green. And I'm going to do all of these little pieces. These circles I'm going to do in black, and I'll leave them till after. I could do them before, but too late. So what I'm going to try and do here is reduce the amount of layers as we go round, so that we get a bit of shine sort of towards the centre as much as we can. Some of the pieces, most of the pieces are shaped in a much easier shape to be able to do that. This is quite awkward. There, that's the best I can do. I'm okay with that. See this one. We can do that, you see. Same here, we can just leave one like that. It just helps to make it look a bit shiny. And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to achieve from this sort of steampunky look. Now, of course, you could try and make it look like the fish itself isn't steampunky, but it's got steampunky bits on it, and therefore you would want your background to perhaps be a little bit more flat. But I think it's quite fun to try and make it all look metallic. So I had an itch. So, but it's up to you. How you do it, really. I'm just checking my camera. I haven't got much time left on my it's not a SIM card, SD card. I haven't. It's because I keep forgetting to erase the older videos. But there's enough for this video. I just need to make sure I don't make any more until I deleted it. But that's okay. Right, I think for this bit, I'm just going to go quite dark, but leave a little white bit in the middle, like that. I've got quite a long bit here. Just going to fade it towards the middle, just like with the others really. Leave a little bit in the centre. That should be our background colour, which is our Avalon green. Okay. And now this one, again, just around the edge, this piece, and then fade it as we get in. These are quite small. I think I'll just put a line like that on those. Yeah, this one. I'm going to again go over those circles and we'll put some black over them in a bit. I'm going to sort of try and fade that towards the eye. And just putting less layers down as we get nearer to the middle. I won't really leave any white. This one darker around the edge. All the way around. It's quite a big shape, isn't it? And then less as we go around here. There we go. And this bit I'm just going to go a bit hard around the edge. Like that. Now I'm going to grab my black, the Mythos black, and do all the little dots. So these might be supposed to be screws as well, but the ones that are actual screws I've coloured already. So these are just these ones that haven't got a sort of line on. Yeah. Now lastly, I've got the eye and the lamp. I'm going to do those in a grey, just to make them a little bit different. I'm going to grab the platinum grey, and for the eye, do it dark here and here. Need quite a bit of white top and bottom, make it look really shiny. And the light, we have already got a white bit which has been drawn in for us, so I'm going to go dark around the edge and then just fade it a little bit towards that middle, but leave that white bit empty. And there is our fish. So that was a lot of fun, I think. I'm going to come out though so you can see the whole page, and you can see that you don't have to do steampunk in just sort of greys or golds. You can mix it up a little bit. Obviously the metallic pencils help. If I turn it to the light, you can see how they are a bit shiny, but you know, they're not like shiny pen. You could use shiny pen of course, but if you want to do shading or things like that, then I find it's much easier with pen. So I think trying to shade with pen, because you have to layer it up, can be risky in any book because it can go through the page. So I have tried it and I have gone through the page, which is why I don't do it. But that is us for this particular page, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. So that's good. I hope you have a lovely day and happy colouring.